On YouTube. On YouTube. Oh, okay. Are you working on this one?
Working on it, that's what
I think it's a story. I think I told someone I know this story before. It's not.
Annex, do you have Mr. Lucero, please?
Yes, Your Honor, he's coming right out.
Thank you. Good morning, Ms. Montes.
Good morning, Judge.
Your client is coming up.
Thank you, Judge.
Court calls the case of the state of Texas versus Eddie Lucero, cause number 2022-0C02959. We're here for defendant's plea. What says the state?
Adam Chevrier for the state, ready to proceed.
And the
Christina Montes. I'm sorry, Judge. Christina Montes on behalf of Mr. Lucero, ready to proceed.
you are Eddie Lucero.
Yes, ma'am.
Raise your right hand, sir. Solemnly swear firm testimony may give in this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, ma'am.
Charged with the offense of criminal mischief alleged to have occurred April 23rd, 2022 in El Paso County, Texas. To those charges, sir, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Court will follow the state's recommendation, find you guilty, sentence you to 180 days plus court costs with credit for time served on everything. Anything further, counsel?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
Thank you. You may be excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Good luck to you, Mr. Lucero.
Might take him.
We go back there. We- Oh, it's the- okay. Take back the sentiment.
May I have Mr. Holben, please? Good morning, Mr. Kennedy.
Good morning, Judge. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good. Let me see if I can get your client here. Brianna, would you start calling people? Get them
Yes, ma'am.
online. Thank you.
There's no one in the waiting room. Call everybody. Okay.
Nobody. Annex, do you have Mr. Holben?
Your Honor,
Yes.
Mr. Holman's on a different floor. I got Mr. available.
Unfortunately, I still don't have his lawyer.
Ah, Do you want me to bring Mr. Holman?
Would you please? Yes.
It'll be just a moment.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, the story of my life.
Waiting for the correct floor, Judge.
Waiting for the correct lawyer.
I know some clients that feel that way too, Your Honor.
Yeah, I'm sure. How's that city council business going?
It's certainly active.
Any more pending investigations you want to tell us about? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
You do know that most subpoenas come with gag orders, right? I will say the FOAC will be, the Financial Oversight Committee will be very active this coming year.
Interesting.
We are holding ourselves to the fact that good policies and following those policies make good government.
Right? You would think that'd be obvious.
I used to think that, Your Honor, until I was elected.
Yes, I'm sure.
But I think our committee is committed to the time and effort it takes to make things better.
Good.
Mr. Chevrier is just afraid that I'm going to speak to his child's class again.
That's true. He came to my kid's school the other month, Judge.
Ah. With subpoena in hand.
I wish I had thought of that, Your Honor.
Yeah, my kids were audacious enough to ask him, "Oh, you're a lawyer? Our dad's a lawyer. Do you know him?"
There you go. How old are your children?
My oldest is 10, 8, and 7 were the ones in school last year.
I was glad it turned out to be a lawyer I knew and respected. That was good for me.
Yes. Is there a recommendation on Mr. Holben, Mr. Chevrier?
Let me see. That's a good question. Let me see how.
Sometimes I actually ask.
I'm sorry. What was that, Judge?
Sometimes I actually ask those good questions.
I'm so sorry. It's cutting out a little bit. In response to the court's question, I will generate a rec here momentarily, Judge. Looks like he's already got a good bit of time. The state will recommend.
Before Mr. Chevrier does that, I was going to warn him that there is a P file pending also.
Yes, I did see that as well. But even still, I'll put a rec of 90 days for the Revo. I think I'm not sure, but he may be close to that if you add all the time he's gotten this year. And the 2 times credit. So he might be approaching that if he hasn't hit it already. And then I will get with the screening. In fact, I can just screen the case myself. So I'll screen the case later today, assuming docket call is not a zoo this afternoon. But yeah, I've got a note here to screen that theft case.
Okay, there's Mr. Holben. Let me go ahead and call the case. Court calls a case of the state of Texas versus Jonathan Holben, cause number 2020-C02461. What says the state?
Adam Chevrier for the state, ready to proceed.
And the defense.
Brian Kennedy for the defense, ready to proceed, Your Honor.
You are Jonathan Holben.
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Raise your right hand, sir. Solemnly swear or affirm testimony you may give in this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
So help me God, yes, ma'am.
All right. What do you have, Mr. Kennedy?
Your Honor, we're up for a bond hearing today. And we also will be discussing the offer and portal with Mr. Holben immediately after we wrap this up. He had found himself homeless without phone service soon after his release. He had some struggles with addictions, but he does have some resources and he intends to work through the recovery services. He has reconnected with his family to ensure he has stable support system when he returns to society. He's going to live with his uncle, who's Timothy Holben at 6700 Southwind, and continued support from his mother, Melissa, and his grandmother, Judith Lannon. Prior to his arrest, he had been living in shelters, but he is able now to he had gainful employment that is waiting for him at Westside Pizza, and also an opportunity to work over at Wingstop. And upon his release, those are waiting for him. He does hope to return to Southwest University. He does not have any existing funds available, and so we would be asking for a PR bond, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Chevrier, do you have anything?
Yes, Judge, just that I don't see any issues from last year, but it just looks like it's been, I guess there was a little bit of issues last year. Okay, I take that back. I'm reading through the motion to adjudicate, and it looks like there was two thefts. One theft from this past March. It was a Walmart incident. And then according to the revo here, it looks like there was another theft from February of 2022. And so anyway, just looking through the revo, Judge, the state would be opposed to a bond in this case, just given the fact that there's been a lot of issues from what I can tell.
All right. Mr. Holben, I let you out not too long ago and you failed to show up.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct. If I may add, I had no phone service. As soon as I got out, I found I was actually out of town. So I was trying, but I did get a job. And I mean, that was a start for me.
You don't need a phone to show up to a court hearing, sir. You just have to come to the courthouse. So at this time, I'm going to deny your bond. I think 3,500 is reasonable, and that will assure you showing up to court. So we will be setting this matter for a pre-revo, so you can discuss this with your lawyer and the state's offer with your lawyer, hopefully beforehand, and then we can move this case along. Anything further, counsel?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing from the defense. Ben, we'll be out to talk to you, okay?
Thank you. You may be excused, Mr. Kennedy.
I'm sorry, I lost you, Your Honor.
I said you may be excused if you don't have.
Oh, thank you, Judge. I appreciate it.
See, Mr. Morales is on.
Okay, Your Honor, do you want me to be?
Judge, we can't hear you.
Your Honor, excuse me, do you want me to move back to Mr. Dean?
Do you by any chance have Mr. Landavaso?
No, ma'am.
Okay, yes, then Mr. Dean.
Okay.
Waiting for his lawyer to show up.
Got you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Morales. Annex, do you have Angelo Landavaso?
He's coming now, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right. Here is Mr. Landavaso. Court calls the case of the state of Texas
Thank you,
versus Angelo Landavaso, cross number 2023-0C02835. We're here for pretrial what says the state
Adam Chevrier for the state, ready to proceed, Your Honor.
and the defense?
Rafael Morales on behalf of Mr. Landavazo, Judge.
So what are you doing on this case, Mr. Morales?
Yes, Judge, I'm looking it up right now. Mr. Landavazo and I have spoken recently, and I guess there's an evading arrest here. And
Correct.
There's burglaries and possession controlled substance cases out of the 34, Judge. And give me just a
Right.
moment, find my most recent notes. I apologize.
They are set for jury trial April of 2024.
And I'm hoping that we can resolve these long before that. That's. I'm looking for my most recent recommendation from the state of Texas on these, Judge. Any resolution that we get on the felony cases, Judge, will take care of this. We'll take care of the evading, and I think we're headed towards. We got a couple of state jail felonies, Judge. I don't anticipate trying these, so I think we can work out the details with Miss Evelyn Espinosa, who literally just walked right by me. I'm still here in the 34th. So, Judge, I'm thinking that we're gonna sort these out, and hopefully that will resolve Mr. Chevier's misdemeanor that's here with you in CC2, Judge. I will literally grab Miss Espinosa when she walks by right now and talk to her about Mr. Landavazo's case now that we're here, Judge.
All right, well, you filed a motion for speedy trial in our case, so we're gonna go ahead and set it for trial. And then you can try to work them all out beforehand.
That works well, Judge. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. You may be excused.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Landavazo, we'll talk again soon. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Y'all have a
Thank
good day.
You too. May I have Mr. Chacon, Raul Chacon?
Yes, I'm now, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Your Honor.
Good
morning,
morning, Mr. Lemke.
No, sorry, I'm a few minutes late. I'm at the courthouse too. I was in an in-person here. I apologize.
Oh, you're just in time.
Yes.
Any word on Mr. Lopez?
He's in a federal hearing, Judge, and that he'll be getting on after that.
Okay, thank you. Court calls the case of the state of Texas versus Raul Chacon, cause number 2023-0C06371. We're here for a bond reduction again. What says the state
Adam Chevrier for the state, ready to proceed.
and the defense?
Your Honor, Jason J. Lemke, I have a defendant ready to proceed.
You are Raul Chacon.
Yes, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand, sir. Solemnly swear firm testimony you may give in this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, what do you have, Mr. Lemke?
Judge, my client's currently 54 years old. He has 7 children. He does have his own part-time self-employed business. I thought he was going to be able to get out last time when you lowered his harassment case to PR bond, but somehow his kids weren't able to bond him out, Judge. But he does have money to bond it out, but there's no way for them to take it to the jail. And he does have a job. He grew up in Brownsville and then came here when he was like 3 years old, Judge. He's not a flight risk. He has children, he has grandchildren, and he does have a job. So I was going to ask the court respectfully if we can do a PR bond on this case and give me a chance to try to work out both cases with the prosecutor for we can try to get these off the court docket.
Well, I did give him a PR bond on the harassment case and he did bond out. This is a new offense that he picked up while out on bond.
No, Judge, he was still out. He was still being held for this, I think, when we were at last time on, no? Because he had 2 cases last time that this was a PFL that wasn't filed
Okay,
last time.
so it was filed now?
Yes. Because I had a PFL, because I did do a bond hearing at the magistrate court for this case when it was a PFL back in July. And now they just brought it forward recently, and that's why we're in your court now.
All right, what do you have, Mr. Chevrier?
Judge, the state is going to object to any reduction in bond just for community safety reasons. I'm showing here that this incident took place just about a month ago, in which he punched the complaining witness. I believe it was his wife or ex-wife approximately 5 times in the face while he was driving. He was intoxicated while driving. The main reason it ended is because a good Samaritan kind of intervened at a gas station. She tried to get out of the car at one point. He pulled her by the hair to get back into the car. She has a prominent black eye from the incident. And this is in addition to the pending harassment against his own daughter, in which he called his daughter last fall, threatening to hurt her husband or to kill him. I guess, according to the daughter, he's bragged about having a firearm in the past and said that he was going to take him and his son-in-law to heaven or hell with him. And then on top of that, Judge, there's a 2022 AFV that's been dismissed, but it was only dismissed because the victim died. It was I guess a woman he had dated at the time. She did not, I don't know the exact circumstances of her death, but it seems relatively unrelated, but the family members have expressed that she had health complications that they believe were exacerbated by the abuse that she suffered from the defendant. And so for all these reasons, the state would object to a reduction in bond just due to community safety.
All right. In reviewing his priors and the cases that are pending, I think 2,500 is a reasonable bond, and I'm going to leave it set at that, Mr. Lemke. I will set these matters for a pretrial here very shortly in the next couple of weeks, so you can try to work something out on both of these cases. Anything further?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
May I be excused?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So all we have is Mr. Dean, and we will wait for Mr. Lopez to get done with his federal court sentence.
Your Honor, here at the annex, that's all we have for you, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. You may be excused. Have a good weekend.
You too, thank you. And we said it one, more, but pre-trial, must be necessary, no, The 100 is name. Is that one reason? Is that one reason?
Are we just waiting on an attorney, Judge?
Yes, Mr. Lopez. You can get Mr. Dean done.
Well, Judge, my wife's out of town for a couple days this week, and I got the kids off to school without incident this morning. So that was no small feat, it feels like.
Yes, sure.
My wife was gone for a 3-day weekend last year, and my 4-year-old would not let me brush her hair. And so she had like, wild child hair by the time my wife came back. I guess I didn't brush hair this morning, so so sometimes you just skate by.
What does your wife do for a living?
She's a therapist, a marriage family therapist. She's actually speaking at a CLE in Austin right now. For like public defenders and defense attorneys.
See if Mr. Lopez makes it before our time is up.
I'm sorry, Judge, you cut off for a minute there.
I said, let's see if Mr. Lopez makes it before our time is up.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Rihanna, do they know that we only have till noon?
Yes, ma'am. I believe Glenn called and let them know that we only had the hour.
Okay.
Did you want me to call and see if he's still there in the federal court?
No, I'm guessing he probably is, but
Okay.
I guess we'll just wait for him.
Yes, ma'am.
Try touching base with his office again.
Judge, I telephoned them 5 minutes ago and they said that they still haven't heard from him, that they've been texting him to get on.
Okay. We'll wait 5 more minutes and see if he can get on by then. All right. Sorry, Mr. Dean, your lawyer, I guess, got stuck in federal court, so we can't proceed with your bond hearing today. We'll need to reset this matter for next week. So
All right.
everybody, sorry. Thank you, downtown. Everybody may be excused.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge.
Your Honor. Have a good day, everyone.
You too. Bye-bye.